Hello, everyone, and this is a video log. How's it going, everybody? Let's get right to it. We have some important things I want to talk about, things that actually matter. First of all, the teeny weeny reviews. Um, we're killing them. We're killing them. Uh, but we're not going to stop reviews entirely. Quite simply, we do reviews without footage, as you guys know, because I don't want to deal with the illegal vultures that love circling YouTube. I mean, nothing can truly protect you from the Satans that lurk underneath your bed, but by only using 100% of personally independently owned content, you can protect yourself the best that you can. So, no footage. So I thought, why don't we try and make things more interesting and make the reviews like super short too. But that, not such a good idea. I talk a lot. I'm very verbose, and my mind is very spontaneous and random. By forcing myself to make the reviews really short, or brevity is the soul of wit, as they say. In my case, it just made me make my reviews really short. And it's like it forces my like in my brain. I'm like I know that I'm trying to keep things short, so that I'm kind of like I fumble over things a bit, and I skip things I should probably talk about. So I don't think that I go into detail enough for the reviews. And I think we could have longer reviews without footage necessarily, considering people love my video logs and it's just me talking the whole time. I think in particular, I need to talk more about the story of the games I'm reviewing. And I'm also really scared of spoilers, like a general description. I think I can manage something like that. So we will keep doing reviews and they will continue, the same format, but they're going to be longer, and I'm just going to free myself from the shackles of trying to keep it really tight. So yeah, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, even if these new reviews are unpopular, which is possible because I do know people are visual creatures and people want to see the games that were being reviewed. I'm still going to do them for my sake, and for any if even a single person watches them, whatever. But regardless of how it goes, I think this is just better, and we're just going to do it this way. I'm not saying I'm going to make 30-minute reviews where I just sit there talking about the game, but I'm just not going to try and have an arbitrary limit of the review, and I will try to talk a little bit more about the game, specifically, in particular, the story, and we'll see how it goes. But I think, that's definitely the way it's going to stay. But the teeny weeny polka dot bikini was a good experiment. But yeah, I can't work with time limits. I don't do time limits. But the no footage thing, I think it's fine. I think that actually, the footage doesn't matter, and I think that's the secret to successful reviews. Also, I think I was thinking. That's good. That's very good. I'm a genius. Also, I will know. I'm not going to record these videos or any videos live. I experimented with dual streaming while recording, and I actually feel more comfortable now. Like I've gotten into it. I think just recording and not streaming actually helps because when I'm recording live, I keep getting distracted by chat, even though I try not to say anything to them. And also, I feel bad that I'm ignoring people in chat. They don't realize right away that I'm making a video, and or they do, and then they get, like, oh, I'm not here for this, and then they leave. You only have one chance at a first impression. What would you do if you had one shot? Um, so, yeah, I will not record YouTube specific content while I'm streaming. At least that's the idea, and I think that people will appreciate that because I don't, I'm not going to waste your time, and I think it'll be easier for me to record the videos. Also, when I want to make something special, like a special report, I'm going to make an additional video, and it's going to have like an actual title. Like when I want to talk about something one specific thing that's like I think is really important that people beyond the usual scope of the channel might be interested in, then it'll be a titled video, and it'll be separate because vlogs are more general and I talk about multiple things. So specifically, I'm going to make a special news report video, a post mortem about my streaming the unstreamable games kind of experiment that I've been working on doing, and I think I'm ready to go public with my results and talk about the secret, the the 411 about what makes a game unstreamable, and it's not quite what you're gonna think. It's not exactly the usual suspects. There's a secret formula that makes a game unstreamable beyond simply good graphics and multiplayer. I've cracked the code, and I think people are very interested in that. So I'm going to make a special video about that. And in the future, I can make special content specific videos. I will not. I'm not going to do that very often because most things aren't worthy. And the whole point of the vlogs is to talk about everything. And I don't want to start, just making triple videos for no reason. But yeah, so that might be a thing. And so yeah, we are talking some important stuff today, huh? So yeah, that's what's going on with the channel. Um, I will say, as far as the channel goes, also because this isn't really specific to what I want to talk about. I think it's important to have some sort of continuous content game for live streaming purposes, because even if you want to play a multitude of games, it's good to have like one game that you have some level of interest in with at least the majority of the community that you can talk to about occasionally and share news about. And like when nothing else is going on or when nothing else, when you don't feel like playing anything else, let's just play our usual game. You know what I mean? It's important to have like a flag to rally behind, even if it's something, a game that you play once a week for just a few hours. Uh, like how people or Ice Poseidon still considers himself a RuneScape streamer, even though he probably hasn't played RuneScape in 2 months or something, because that was like his pillar. And also, you could say now that he doesn't play games at all anymore, that's kind of affected his stream identity. So I was thinking that, yeah, and also I really want to play a multiplayer game. So like I'd love to have some sort of multiplayer game, and I say multiplayer game not because you have to play with other people, but because multiplayer games have usually continuous content updates, and the idea of some sort of linchpin game is that it's a game that should always be changing and updating itself. Because if it's a game that like a standard game, a single player game, it's released and it's done, you can't consider yourself, I play this game if it's the same game forever. I mean, some people just play XCOM, nothing but XCOM or the FTL, and I don't know how they do that, but for the average person, you want your flagship title to be something that at least supposedly gets updates on a semi-regular basis, and that's multiplayer titles. So yeah, I'm looking for something light and fluffy, maybe low calorie, but it can have sugar, and I'm not sure what I'm talking about. But so as if you watch my channel, you guys know that I'm waiting for Shardbound and I'm waiting for Rend. Shardbound is going to be hopefully Shardbound's going to be good. Shardbound is a going for Hearthstone's throne. I don't know if it's going to dethrone Hearthstone. Like Hearthstone's pretty much killing themselves anyway, but it is very visually compelling compared to other CCGs, which is the most important thing for viewer satisfaction. As far as a streaming game goes. And I'm also waiting for Rend, which is supposed to be the next generation evolution of survival games, crossbred with an MMO, so some amalgamation of like a survival MMO, more MMO than survival game, and it's being made by ex Blizzard developers, and it looks really good also. So hopefully they both will be good. We'll see. Shardbound is going into Super Alpha Early Access Steam release on April 6th, which is very, very soon. And I forget when Ren's coming out, but it's also relatively soon, at least on Early Access. I mean, it's not going to be finished for probably 10,000 years. So I'm definitely, keeping an eye on those two, and I really hope that they're good so I can get into those. I'm not going to do Conan. I'm not quite happy with the speed of development, and there's too many exploits in that game. But also, I don't want to do de nouveau anymore. I just said say no to de nouveau, and as you know, Conan Exiles uses de nouveau. And I'm keeping my horizons open for other similar kind of games. Who knows will come down the pipe? Even if those two don't work out. I'm also keeping my eye on Beyond Despair, which is a game that apparently nobody knows about or cares about, but it is a cool multiplayer kind of stalker survival light game that's also in early access. And as always, I'm watching, keeping my ear to the ground, looking for upcoming titles. And there's no rush either. I'm totally happy playing the games that we're playing, and even if I start playing Shardbound and it's amazing or whatever, I'm not going to be like, "Ooh, I'm a Shardbound streamer," where it's like it's all we play or anything. Like I very much like playing through my single player games and stuff like that. I want to combine everything, and I want the cake, and I want to eat it, and I want to rub it all over my naked body. So I want to have some sort of multiplayer esque, continuously updated kind of game that I can hang my hat. You don't hang your shirt. I hang my hat on, but I would also be playing. All the games that I'm playing right now. It would just be like play a little bit of whatever, then I play my play Fear. Or I could play. I don't know. We play Rend, and then I play Dark Souls. You know what I mean? But so that's what's going on in my mind as far as thinking goes, and I'm not going to force it. That's what he said. I'm only going to play something worthy of the Great One. So if it takes a while for something to come along, we'll keep doing what we're doing, and when something does come along, we're not going to suddenly change everything, but it just would be nice to have a game that I could rally my troops around. And I keep coming up with euphemisms, but I think you guys get the point. So if you can think of anything cool, some sort of multiplayer-esque, like an MMO light, not an MMO per se. I don't want to play MMOs right now, but something that has all the flavor without the calories. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Mostly because I have to go to the bathroom now, and I suck at pausing things. So this is the end of this video, and thank you for watching today's vlog. Stay tuned for the upcoming special experimental video about streaming Twitch games. Bye-bye.